All right. Hello again, adventurers, and welcome to another exciting episode of The Legend of the Three Kingdoms. Yes, this is one of my homebrew D&D campaigns at my weird, messed up homebrew D&D campaign setting, and the people below me are all ready to actually play the game, because I had to cancel a few times. So, announcements. As of yesterday, the official 5.2 SRD for D&D 5th edition has been released into the Creative Commons. So yeah, you can start using the 5.2 to make your own content, do whatever you want with it. It's a Creative Commons thing. There is very, very, very little limitations as to what you can do, which is basically just anything that you use, you have to credit back to them. So that in and of itself is really, really interesting and fun. There have been mixed receptions depending on where you're getting your news from.
Yeah.
But to be blunt, we're not really going to know the effect of the 5.2 SRD for minimum 6 months. Because now that it exists, people can start writing stuff for it. And there's also, I have not had a chance to look at it yet, but they claim that there was going to be a conversion guide to kind of help you for converting your 5.0 D&D stuff you've published to 5.5, if anyone actually wants to do that. So I'll be interested to see in the next 6 months to a year what it does to third-party content in general. So that in and of itself is very cool.
My little request is, hey folks, stop being faux angry between
It's not faux. They're really angry.
Between Creative Commons and OGL. Most people didn't understand the difference when this whole thing started in the first friggin' place.
I mean, you
don't know why you're angry now. You're pretending to be angry because someone else told you to be.
Yeah.
If you don't know the reason why, trust me, open gaming license, it's friggin' big.
And I mean, Creative Commons, the fact that it's all been released in the Creative Commons is a massive, massive deal.
You and I said this before. If we had put money down when that happened, it never would have been.
Yeah, it was completely out of left
Creative
field.
Commons.
So, but yeah, so that's a whether or not you personally like Wizards of the Coast or you vehemently despise them, it is a really big deal.
Yes.
5.5 is the first time an update to a version of D&D has taken 10 years to come out. I think almost every version of Dungeons & Dragons has had their halfway point update. And it's generally, it happens a few years after the system comes out. This one took 10 years. That's a really big deal. And now all of the new, or the majority of the new stuff is in this SRD, and people can start doing stuff with it. My fever dream for this is we're going to have enough people that are passionate enough about D&D that they're going to fix a lot of the problems that 5.5 has. Things like turning weapon masteries into something that's actually useful for more than 3 of them. Or redesigning some of the kind of screwed up classes and subclasses that they designed. I'm hoping that we start getting stuff like that. There were, I remember 2 or 3 years, shortly after D&D Beyond came out, and you could start looking at homebrew content on there. Somebody went and created a revised, they had a revised ranger and they had a revised elemental monk. And the elemental monk specifically was amazing. They fixed all the problems with the Way of the Four Elements. And I love the idea of the Way of the Four Elements, but the 5.0 PHB version of it sucked. It just, there was nothing fun about playing. It was, you were a key accountant is what it was, working for a company that had over leveraged itself majorly. and you're just desperately trying to find ways to make the columns balance. That's what it's like playing Away of the Four Element Millings in 5.0. So yeah, we will see what happens. In other news, Darrington Press put out a release. I don't know how recently it came out, but I saw it on Facebook today. There are going to be local events for the Daggerheart launch. You can go to your friendly local games store and play Daggerheart at launch. They're providing some cool, unique stuff for them. I don't remember the specifics of it. But if you go to Darrington Press, they actually have a list by state of every single store that's doing a pre-launch event, which is really, really cool. I was incredibly insulted due to the fact that Wisconsin, where D&D started and tabletop role-playing games started, has exactly 2 stores that are doing anything for this. One of them is in Lake Geneva, which it would have been insulting if the birthplace of D&D didn't have it. The other one is in Chippewa Falls. Neither of those are anywhere near where I live.
Mm.
So, yeah. But if you've never had the experience of going to a game store to play a TTRPG, it is an experience. And for the most part, it's a positive experience. There are horror stories all over the internet that make a lot of people think that, you know, game stores and conventions and stuff like that are this place where these kind of grognard, neckbeard, you know, people come in and just ruin games for everyone. And it's really not. Most of the time when you go to, like, what used to be the D&D Encounters program, now it's just the Adventurers League. You go there and you get a bunch of other people that are just as excited to play as you are, and you all sit down and you all have fun together, and you make mistakes and weird shit happens, and it's just a lot of fun, and you meet some really interesting people. Some of the best people I know in the state of Wisconsin and Northern Illinois, I met through conventions and game nights. They are phenomenally fun, wonderful people. So if you have a chance and there's a game store doing it nearby, check it out. If you have a game store that is nearby, I don't know what the process of signing up for these pre-launch events are, if it's something that is already passed. But it's never a bad idea to call up or go into your friendly local game store and go, hey, I heard there was this pre-launch thing happening for Daggerheart. Is that something that you guys can do? Because again, I don't know how this is working for Daggerheart or Darrington Press, but I will guarantee you they will do whatever they can to help out friendly local game stores. Like, I know a few of the people that work at Darrington Press. They're not the kind of people that would screw over game stores and stuff like that. So, yeah, cool stuff happening there. As Imp mentioned in chat, friend of the channel and friend of mine, Kiri Callaghan is has written a book. It's a very cool book. She has other books. Those are her other books. But this new book is called The Hearth Witch's Guide to Magic and Murder. And that's 2 different flavors of Kiri. There's red Kiri and blue Kiri. And if you get the fabled green Kiri, they all mix together into the Kiri Triforce, and you get 3 wishes.
You won't grant them, but you can make them.
Yeah, but you can make them. So, yeah. Anyway, the Hearth Witch's Guide to Magic and Murder is available for pre-order now. You can get it from Barnes & Noble.
I'm sorry, Kiri in one hand, wishing the other, see what happens first.
It's not going to end well for you. Watch your Taskmaster LA thing. It's not going to go well for you. But yeah, pre-order the book. It helps Kiri out. She's a phenomenally skilled author.
Happy belated birthday.
Yeah. Oh, and it was her birthday.
21st.
21st. There we go. A couple days ago. So, yeah, she's a very cool person. I could not put Alice down. when I first read it.
The book's behind him. Trust it.
Yeah, you can't see it, but it's there, and it's amazing and wonderful. So yes, buy her book. Other things happening in the TTRPG world.
Wild Mount Wildlings wrapped up.
Yes, people.
All the episodes are out.
Starting tomorrow, I believe, their new Critical Role's new live play miniseries. Is it Thresher or something similar to that?
Thresher. Yes, it's Thresher.
It's got super, like, it gives me super high, like, Cthulhu vibes. It's
they're going dark again, folks.
Yeah, it's involving the water and things in the water that are scary, and it's using a modified.
They love shifting gears between cute and awesome and cheery, and it's like motherfucking Cthulhu.
It's using a modified version of the system that powers Kendall Obscura, which is a very cool, very theater kid-esque TTRPG. Yeah. So that should be really, really fun. And then probably shortly after that, we are going to be getting the Daggerheart miniseries that has been announced. We don't have an official date for when that starts, but I would assume...
Isn't that May? Or is it Daggerheart release?
Daggerheart release is May 20th.
Yeah, okay, got it.
So we don't 100% know. They haven't officially announced a date for this Daggerheart miniseries, but if I had to guess, from my knowledge of how marketing works, I would assume the miniseries is going to premiere sometime around that date. Maybe a little bit before, maybe a little bit after, but I think it's going to happen around then. I don't know why. I don't know why that would
Gamers also in charge of marketing, doing the smart thing.
I know I know the person that actually runs that does marketing for Critical Role. She is wonderful and amazing. I can't remember her name off the top of my head because proper nouns for some odd reason don't like my brain. But she's super cool. When I got my marketing degree, I think I tweeted at her and she's like, "Good job." So she's super cool. I have no idea who does marketing specifically for Darrington. I don't know if they have their own marketing person or they just share her, but she is super cool. There's also, I can't remember if it's happened already, but Critical Role was going to be doing, or will be doing, a Elder Scrolls one-shot. Which should be very, very cool. I can't remember when, though, because, again, my brain doesn't like me. I'm in a constant abusive relationship with my own brain. I have tried to leave, but I just keep coming back to it.
At this point, we've all tried to leave.
Also,
it's 2025.
It's remarkably difficult to live without your brain. I mean, I guess I could go into politics and be perfectly fine, but...
I was about to say, not with that attitude.
Or some educational establishments. But... yeah. So cool stuff going on there. Anything else cool going on? No?
Dropout's being awesome.
Dropout does cool stuff. Dropout always does cool stuff. Screw you, Dropout. I get aggressive because screw you, Dropout. Stop being cool. My buddy, I have a streamer friend who is a voice actor, and whenever we mention Mercer, he has a bit alert that's just Mercer. So I can be like Brennan Lee Mulligan, but he has too many syllables.
Mulligan. I was recently disappointed. I watched his Skype CEO video, and he called the whole "we're going to be shut down and added to Teams," which is exactly what is happening to Skype this month.
I love that.
He called it 5 years ago.
That one was good. I love this. I love the Oreo one, and my favorite one is the hardware store one.
Yes.
Dad, don't you want to crush your competition? Dad, no, I love Dan.
Sorry, I can't get past. Which was it? Tide.
Tide. Yeah, I
The
think it
Tide
was one of the
is
first ones.
really good.
There's
They did two of them.
There's
Yeah.
2 of them.
Oh yeah, you know, yeah. There's two of them. Like the first
I
one,
think I've seen both of them.
and then in return, hey guys, can't stress this enough. Like I talked about last time.
Um, can we not make things that look edible? Like, I mean, this seems like a really easy thing to understand. Oh, do we have a new product? It's the new Tide Lollipop. Just what?
Yep.
What? So, yeah. The other thing, I can't say Brennan Lee Mulligan because there's too many symbols, but I also can't say BLM because that's a whole different issue.
Yeah. No.
So,
Yeah.
I typed that once in chat. I was like, "Oh,
yeah,
I immediately
BLM.
regret that. I'm sorry."
It's like, no.
I
Brennan Lee
said
Mulligan. Brennan Lee Mulligan.
I said positive things in both cases, but I just like, oh,
It's Brennan Lee Mulligan. It's Brennan Lee Mulligan. I mean, don't cancel me. So yeah, my brain hurts right now. Yeah. You guys want to play some D&D? My brain is so frazzled right now. It's amazing. So, it is time for us to return to the legend of the 3 kingdoms. The party has triumphed over the Blood Pack. On their way from Clawsgate to Ebenthorn, the party discovered a strange sight near the road. Large, copious amounts of blood, leaving a trail. As they followed it, they got closer and closer, and they found a group that considered themselves blood hunters, performing a ritual. As an actual blood hunter actually spoke with them and discovered that they were talking nonsense, they attempted to convince this group to stray away from the obviously dangerous path they were going down. Unfortunately for them, they were being tracked by a group of werewolves known as the Blood Pack, former rulers of the country of Fenrish, and now personal tax collectors for the Dark Lord. The Blood Pack attacked, and the players were able to fend off most of them, with only the leader surviving and taking one of the members with him as he fled. Seeing what a true blood hunter can do, the remaining members of this false blood hunter group decided it was their best interest to no longer pretend. And they traveled with the group to hopefully get to Ebenthorn and find a way to contact the real blood hunters that exist here, and to find the final general working for the Dark Lord. So, when we spoke last, I believe you guys had just finished kind of convincing Kevin that it'd be a good idea to not pretend to be blood hunters anymore. And you guys had kind of taken it out because it's still going to take you a few days to get to Ebenthorn. Right?
yeah. He said it'll still be like a day or so outside. We're still a day or two outside of Ebenthorn. Yeah. They're still with us, but we also took the Rowan stabilized the blood victim, and we're also taking them with us.
Okay. Which, to be fair, I guess I should ask you guys how you are dealing with them, because they are still a full-blooded werewolf. So at night, they tend to transform. They were unconscious and nearly dead.
Yeah.
So probably the first night you're not going to have to deal with anything, but werewolves heal very, very quickly. So the
Fair.
second night, you guys have to kind of make a choice of what you're going to do.
Well, Rowan wants to definitely ask the victim if they are stabilized and conscious to a point. Obviously, he knows that he understands at this point. Like, he's not an expert on the thing, but he does understand werewolves. The basis of they're still dangerous or could be.
At this point, just because of how long this particular person has been a werewolf, by the time their human form is going to be kind of cognitive and conscious enough to talk to you, they will have already transformed into a werewolf the night before. So you're not really going to get a chance to talk with the human form of them before you have to deal with their werewolf form, just because, again, the werewolf aspect heals really fast. Does that make sense?
Would I be able to heal their human side up enough to where we can have discussion before that happens?
The issue is lack of blood. The thing with transforming into the werewolf is they get this huge pump of adrenaline.
Yeah.
And that can kind of make up for the fact that they're really low on blood and things like that.
But even if he heals them up,
you can't regrow blood cells with magic. It just takes time.
Okay.
If you had some other, like if you had a way to like if you want to give him adrenaline, that might be able to, in the same way that you can kind of get someone out of a coma if you give them epinephrine. It's not particularly healthy for them, but it does technically work.
Wait. He's unconscious right now, right?
Yes.
Is he dreaming?
If you want to go that route.
Hear me out, Relwyn. He's unconscious right now. He can't hurt us. If we go in as the dream, then it would be very safe.
Unless this is also a curse just as much as disease in some respects. What if his primal decides it still wants to nom on you?
It's a dream. He can't nom on us.
Do you remember the previous time?
That was entirely different.
That was a demon, to be fair.
That was a demon controlling him.
In his dreams.
In his dreams. This is completely different. I mean, the werewolf isn't...
Kevin,
I don't think that's how that really works.
Just as a point of order, Kevin is totally behind this idea. And he's thinking about changing from being a blood hunter to being a dream hunter.
Rowan is still a little bit upset with these people. He's like, Kevin? Kevin?
We will talk about this later.
Read the room.
I'm just saying, like...
Kevin?
Okay.
So,
hold on a second. I don't know why, but I could never find the plug. All right.
So, I'm just... Look, last time it worked out really well until you guys had to come in to try to save me. And I forgot
that was almost immediately!
Look, everything would have been fine if I had remembered the fact that vampires don't have souls. A minor thing that all of us have asked, at least at one point or another, I'm sure.
Rowan just looks around at the rest of the shit they've been up to. They have moved down the road before we set up camp and all that. It's like, you know what? Go ahead.
Well, do you want to
Go
talk
ahead.
to him, or do you want me to talk with him?
Can I go with you?
I can send you. We tried that last time, but then it was my first time doing it, so I may have messed something up.
Okay, here's the thing. It's your spell. So if things get bad, should you be able to pull the plug and get out?
I think so.
You're guessing an awful lot.
I mean, this is all new 5th level magic. I mean, it's very experimental. Um, I believe I can end the spell early. Oh, actually, whoever's in there can actually leave the spell early. So when I went into the spell before, now that you mention it, I could have just pulled the plug immediately and gone back to my body when I saw things going south. But everything turned out for the best in the end.
I think with your persuasion, maybe you should be the one to go in there and convince them.
Okay. Convince them
about having it removed.
Okay.
I can only imagine now, unless you truly, Rowan's be like, he'll be very honest with you, and he'll go, I can't imagine a world where someone would want to remain a werewolf.
I can tell you from personal experience.
But Kevin, first of all, you said you were not a werewolf. Are you a werewolf, Kevin? Are you a werewolf?
I mean, like, there's
legally, you have to tell me if you're a werewolf.
There's like an entire blood hunter sect that is all like werewolves. So I mean, like, they get a bad rep. Not now.
Okay, then. If you were a werewolf, I would ask you if you want to have it removed. Because if you are in control, that is one thing. This person has been a werewolf for so long, their humanoid form has developed lupine nature. And I'm willing to guess it hasn't been a fun time for them.
You know, the fire looks pretty low. I'm just going to go make sure that
this gesture is called Quiet Coyote. I want you to know this.
Tend the fire, okay? Goes over and starts poking it with his stick.
Vala will cast Bonfire.
Yeah, it's good, guys.
So, to find where... Never mind.
There may be the possibility, but depending on the situation, it may be in their best interest. I would guess they can't control the change, but we don't know the entire situation. We came in towards the end.
Well, so just to be clear, so I understand the options that I'm going to be presenting him. The options are, we will try to remove the curse, or...
Well, again, we also don't know how in control of the transformation they are.
I mean, if they say no, they love the bloodlust.
Well, that will be something we have to deal with.
Okay.
But right now, they are a patient/prisoner in our care. Let's deal with one problem at a time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just need to know how convincing I need to be.
This world I have been born into is so screwed up, and you all are apparently visiting.
Mm-hmm.
There's enough problems here without us inventing new ones.
This is true.
So, let's cross with one. Ask him, try to be convincing, if that helps.
It can be very convincing. All right, I will begin preparing this. While I'm doing this, you guys may want to try because I'm assuming we brought the cage, because he was in like a caged cart, correct?
It's not a caged cart. It was a cage.
It's a cage.
So
Okay.
if you guys wanted to bring it with
Well,
you,
how were they transporting that?
They weren't. They transported his body to the cage.
It's still a camp.
Yeah, they dragged it there a long time ago. Like, they've been kind of based out of this camp for a while.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's put it this way. They transported it there without anyone inside of it.
They may have assembled it while they were there.
If they did, probably wouldn't work.
I want to say I have restraints, but I'm not sure. But I don't see them in my bag, so.
Well, you got rope.
All right. I will begin preparing and casting the spell Dream.
Okay. So, throughout the casting of this spell, you notice that the sounds of the world start getting kind of quieter, muffled. You close your eyes and start kind of concentrating on your breathing, concentrating on infusing yourself with this magic. And as you feel yourself slipping away, you suddenly become aware of the unconscious form near you. At first, there's nothing. And then you hear peals of lightning. You feel a drop, another drop, another. Suddenly, it's raining pretty hard. The world around you is dark, but every few moments it is bathed in the brightest white light possible as a lightning bolt will streak across the sky and light up everything. The first time it happens, to kind of shield your eyes. The second time, you seem to be in a sparsely wooded forest. Another bolt of lightning erupts in the heavens. You can see movement. Your eyes are now starting to adjust to the darkness. It's still very difficult to see. There's no moon in the sky. It's completely covered by clouds and rain. But you're starting to be able to see. Suddenly you realize there is a figure huddled next to a tree, about 50 feet away from where you're standing. What would you like to do?
I will attempt to get closer and see if this is the, see if they look like the individual.
As you get closer, another bolt of lightning lights up, and you basically come face to face with this face of pure terror. The eyes are incredibly wide. The face itself is very pale. And as your eyes kind of lock, you hear him whisper a single word. Run! And as you take that word to heart, suddenly the tree gets knocked down in the forest. He immediately looks at its direction and then bolts in the opposite direction, running faster than you've ever seen anyone. Another bolt of lightning lights up. You see this monstrous form, easily 20 feet tall. Pure muscles. You can see the outline of claws on this gargantuan beast. It comes over, knocks over another tree, ripping it out by its roots. Looks in your general direction. Seems to be hunting for something. What would you like to do?
Did I see... So, I don't know if I can use magic in here. Or what? Can I... I'm going to try to look in the direction that guy ran.
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to try to dimension door to get in front of him.
As you focus on the spell, you start feeling yourself kind of fade out of existence. How far do you want to go?
I want to get like 30 feet in front of him.
Okay. Make me an intelligence check, just to see if you
Sure.
can kind of, on the fly, calculate how fast he's running in your head.
15.
15. Yeah, so you sit there and go, okay. You are suddenly, how far do you say? You said about 30 feet in front of him?
About 30 feet in front of him.
So you go about maybe like 150-ish feet is what you figure. You look back, and you have maybe half a second before he barrels into you, because he is running full tilt. Do you have enough time to react? What would you like to do?
I will like try to catch him as he barrels into me, and then be like, where do we go? Where can we hide?
Cool. Does a 16 hit your armor class?
Nope. 17.
Without armor, does a 16 hit your armor class?
Ooh. Without mage armor, yes, that would hit my armor class.
Yeah, you wouldn't, unless you cast mage armor while you're in the dream.
I would
it.
not have recast it.
So, as you sit there and you go, wait, you suddenly feel an elbow in your nose, and you immediately taste blood as he, like, just barrels into you, brings his elbow up to just lay you out flat, and he runs over you.
Oh, ow. Oh, okay.
Yes, Sam?
When Vala gets elbowed, bloody nose, what do we see in the real world? Nothing?
You see, because, I guess I should roll damage. It's a lot of damage, too. It's 5 points of damage. So you would see, like, Vala, like, make an expression that looks like the pain. And you might notice some slight discoloration around her nose. But you have to kind of really look for it to notice anything.
My passive perception is ungodly, and you know this.
Yeah. So yeah, you definitely recognize the pain expression.
Yeah.
The kind of really, really mild bruising that you would have gotten from it, even with your passive perception, would be kind of hard for you to notice exactly what it is. You just would have noticed.
But I still noticed the wince, though.
Yeah, definitely, most definitely.
In that moment, I think I'd know enough at this point. Would a casting guidance assist Vala? Conscious or unconscious, I'm casting guidance.
It's a really, really good question.
I'll just do it. I mean,
well, I'm trying to, like, it's a good question. I've never thought about it because I have to think about physics-wise. There's no way for me to say this without just completely giving it away, so I'm just going to say it.
I'll just say I do it. You can leave me vague.
But if she doesn't know it's been cast, it can't affect her in the dream world. The only things that affect her in the dream world are things that she's aware of. So you can cast it, and it will work, but she won't know that it's there. Does that make sense?
Technically, I don't think it says you. I mean, it just gets rolled. I mean,
yeah, that's how the spell works normally. But the only stuff that affects her in the dream world is things that she's aware of. Belief is a really, really big deal in dreams in general.
Okay.
So if there's a way for her to find out that she's been blessed, it will 100% work. But without her being aware of it, it won't. Does that make sense? It's a weird question.
I don't automatically get pound blessed.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I know. Wait. I think I know. Okay. Knowing that, when I hit when I hit bless, I'm gonna hold cinnamon under her nose when I cast bless. Cinnamon and nutmeg and
Okay. Roll me a perception check, Vala.
am I providing the help action with this?
No, you're doing enough right now.
Is it? How does a 29 work?
Yeah. So you suddenly feel very blessed.
Dark Lady potatoes?
You're
No.
thinking about possibly starting a micro bakery.
All right. So knowing how I've read and understand Dream to work, I'm going to be like, okay, this is ridiculous, and I'm going to try to throw a wall up in front of him.
Okay. How you're just going to try and influence it with your thoughts alone?
Yes, because I believe I can shape the landscape and create objects and things.
Oh yeah, because you're actually using the dream spell. Okay.
Yes.
Well,
I don't know that this is going to work, since I'm not the only thing that is apparently influencing the stream. But
you guys don't understand why this is hilarious, but it is absolutely hilarious. You will figure this out eventually, but right now it's just really funny. To me. Make me a charisma check.
14.
14. So, yeah, as you're sitting here going, this is my dream. You got to reach your hand out. You don't create a wall as much as the ground just kind of moves in a way that trips him up. It's your first time, dream molding. You haven't quite mastered the skill yet. But it's enough to lay him out. Like, you kind of shift the ground underneath him, and then the ground comes up and kind of slaps him.
Oh God, you are Dennis Quaid.
And so, as he kind of smacks his face on the ground and starts kind of rolling down, as he gets down, you watch him kind of shaking on the ground, and it takes you like half a second to realize he is sobbing.
I will.
You hear trees breaking behind you. The large creature is getting closer quickly.
I'm gonna run over to him and be like, "We need to get out of here. We need to get someplace safe."
As soon as he hears your voice, he takes a wild swing at you, but it's very, very unfocused. Wow, I rolled a 19 and a 20. That's impressive. Does a 26 hit your AC?
That will definitely hit my AC.
So you take 5 points of damage. He just kind of slaps you across the, backhands you across the face. He keeps trying to kind of attack you, not quite understanding who you are. But at this point, it's more flailing and things like that. You don't think you're really in danger of getting hit again. There's that initial burst.
I will say, okay, fine. If I can't reason with you, I'll fight the other thing. And I will go over and I will cast Polymorph on the 20-foot-tall werewolf.
What's the save on that?
A Wisdom 19.
Okay. I got a nat 20, so...
Son of a bitch.
So as you sit there and you start focusing, what were you intending to turn it into?
I was going to try to turn him into Little Mouse.
Okay. So as you sit there kind of focusing on it, you feel the magic start casting, and you feel yourself starting to kind of rewrite its existence. And suddenly you feel this resistance. And then the spell keeps going, but you're no longer in control. And the creature gets taller and taller. You see these large leathery wings sprout out behind it. You see bits of fire start shooting from its mouth. He's basically turned into a hybrid werewolf dragon.
Awesome. Well, that certainly wasn't what I intended. I'll turn back to the other guy. What is your name? Where can we go?
There's nowhere to run. It's everywhere. You can't stop it. It's all powerful.
You are all powerful. This is your dream.
He just gives you this look when you say you are all powerful. He just gives you this look. It's like, bitch, please.
I will pull out my silvered rapier
Okay.
and stand before the beast.
Make me a charisma check with advantage.
"21.
21. As he sees you doing that, he starts to stand up. He's like, no, you have to go. You don't know what this thing can do to you, but it'll make you do. Just, and he kind of takes you by the shoulders and kind of shoves you back. Run!
Let's run together."
Fine, just run! And he kind of pushes you and starts running.
I will put my sword away and start running.
Okay. As you're running, you hear this, and you see this burst of flame behind you. The forest behind you is now starting to become an inferno. The normal comforting sight of fire to you now fills you with a terror that you don't quite understand. This is fire. This is your thing. But as soon as you see it, you feel your heart start racing. You feel your breaths get shallower and shallower.
I'm going to reach into my belt and I'm going to focus really hard and pull out Argenta's dagger.
Okay. Do you have Argenta's dagger?
I don't have Argenta's dagger in the real world.
Okay.
This is the dream world.
Make me another charisma check. I'm really enjoying it. Just like, I can do what I want.
15.
15. Yeah, you pull out, as you're sitting there kind of rummaging in your belt pack, you suddenly, your finger touches something and you almost recoil because it is really, really cold. And as your hand kind of grips around it, you can feel bits of frost starting to form on your hand as you pull it out. The dagger itself is actually glowing, a very soft white little light. And as the rain hits it, you watch as it solidifies and kind of falls to the ground.
Okay. Does it, I know when she pulls out her dagger, it usually puts out fires in the vicinity.
Argenta, remind me, is it 30 feet?
Yeah, it's 30 feet around you.
Thank you. So the fires aren't quite 30 feet away from you yet.
Okay.
You would be aware of this, so if you want to kind of wait until the fire gets close enough, you can.
Okay.
But waiting is going... this human does not want to wait there, so you will have to convince him if you don't want him running away.
No, I'm this will give at least some protection. It will there won't be that overwhelming heat coming at us as we're running away. So
Okay. So as you sit there and you kind of pull it out, he kind of notices a few of the flames near you kind of just, but there's still this massive inferno behind it. So I mean, he can kind of tell that the fire's going to get to them eventually, unless you are continually putting it away and pulling it back out over and over and over again. But he kind of looks at you, like, he just looks at you and is like, who are you? We're
My name
Star
is...
Fox. Sorry.
My name is Valraven Einandlicht. I'm here to help you.
No one can help me. You just have to run.
What if we could help you? I know what that thing is. You were bitten, weren't you?
You see him for a moment kind of get lost in thoughts. You have to run. And he starts kind of pulling on your arm and trying to convince you to run again.
I'm going with him. It's a run and talk.
Okay.
Um, I I was bitten once, but my friends,
And that
they
stops
helped
him in
me.
his tracks. And he
I
kind of
broke
looks at
free.
you, and he has this look of kind of fear, and he's starting to back away from you right before you say, I broke free.
Broke free. My friends helped me. We can help you, if you want us to.
And he looks back. Creature's just flown overhead, shot a huge plume of fire cutting off your route of escape. He looks back at you. You can stop that?
Yes, we can help you.
And he kind of drops down to his knees. It's been so long. What do I have to do?
Just hang in here, just a little while longer. My friends are working on a solution, but we want to make sure that you'll be ready. That you'll fight with us.
Okay. And he points the dagger.
Yeah,
have that.
I flip it around and hand it to him.
He holds on to it, and you see the little kind of ice crystals start to form in his hand. I'll be waiting. And he runs off, and you watch as a portion of the fire is as he runs through.
I will end the spell.
Okay. When you wake up, and I guess Rowan, the second time
Present.
Vala gets hit, you would have seen just a little bit of blood.
I just, as I come out, I go,
Perfectly safe.
so wait, if I take damage in the dream, it carries it over?
Presses on the brow, just streaks down the nose.
Hey,
Does on the lapel.
If you want, anyone that wants to, go ahead and roll me an Arcana check real quick.
25.
25? Okay.
Ain't bothered.
You would be aware one of the kind of signs of taking psychic damage is once it gets bad enough, people that take significant amount of psychic damage start generally to bleed out of their nose, their eyes, and their ears.
Yeah, I think that was, I must have taken a little bit of psychic damage while I was in there. I did not catch his name, but he was in a forest, cowering in fear, running from a 20-foot tall werewolf type creature. I tried to run with him. The beast pursued. I did some very cool magic stuff. I didn't at all create a new crossbreed werewolf thing. Argenta,
It's just Ghostbusters. What did you do? What did you do, Ray?
I thought of the most innocent thing I could think of. Just a tiny little mouse.
I'm not going to go on this rant, but I'm just saying, hot take. That was Bankman's fault, not Ray's.
Ray did nothing wrong.
I can go on a rant. It's Bankman's fault.
Apparently in the dream, I can manipulate things. I should just, out of curiosity, you have your dagger handy, right?
Yes. She pulls it out.
It
Okay,
looks
thank
very
God.
dagger-esque.
Oh, thank God. I may have created a werewolf dragon hybrid, and there were some fires, and I thought, Argenta's dagger is very handy for dealing with these things. And I reached and I pulled it out of my bag, and was able to quell a few of the fires. It doesn't matter. I talked with him. I told him that we stood a chance to stop this, to end it, and he said that he would be ready. So I gave him that dagger.
Relwyn immediately turns around and he's gonna go before he's gonna prep. One of the things Relwyn will do before getting into whatever the next thing's gonna be. Relwyn did access a new spell. I think it actually kind of fits very well for this. So regardless, he's gonna take out that book Balthazar gave him, and he's gonna start casting Borrowed Knowledge.
Ooh.
It's not a concentration spell, so I am gonna go ahead and cast that. And for the next hour, I will have proficiency in Arcana.
Okay. So this predates you joining the campaign, but curing lycanthropy is a little bit more complicated.
Yeah, you told me that took
Okay.
before too.
All right, so
Especially the longer they have been a lycanthrope.
yeah.
It can also be challenging as well.
So luckily enough for you guys, especially with this borrowed knowledge thing, like you personally have never cured lycanthropy before. There were other things that you had to deal with.
I'm sure there are tales, but also considering the world I live in,
Yeah.
it was probably like, oh, that's help. No, that's stupid. This world sucks. There is no hope.
Yeah.
But Rowan is now proof that maybe
Yeah.
some truth.
So the combination of borrowed knowledge, the fact that you have a blood hunter, an actual blood hunter with you, that understands that, and Vala having gone through this.
Yes, I was cured from vampirism or from lycanthropy once.
Yeah.
Rowan, fucking excuse me.
Well,
You know, everyone was trying it. Like I was at a party, they're like, "Hey, do you want to you want to
Did I-
try some lycanthropy?"
I mentioned that, right? So one time I was in a fight and I tried to get a little bit of distance while others were fighting some werewolves, and I accidentally backed into one, and it was a really long night.
Are we doing the shoe body bop again?
But guys, Relwyn, it's okay.
We we had
Dark-
to form a
dark-
circle around her.
Dark Lady,
We
grant
had
me
to
patience.
wear robes. We had to be like, "Bah, bah, bah."
Dark Lady, grant me patience, because if you grant me strength, I'm going to need bail money.
So, actually, coincidentally enough, the additional spell components that you need specifically to be able to cure lycanthropy, Kevin had actually collected.
I also
Not
thought murder was good.
understanding what he was doing. Like, he made his little concoction, not understanding that a lot of the things that he put in there are actually useful for curing lycanthropy. It's, again, pure happenstance accident. That
I
you
also
have.
think with Relwyn's experience with herbalism and medicine, and he actually looks at this stuff and goes like, you are so unbelievably lucky you have not killed yourself.
He's like, luck has nothing to do with it. I am a blood hunter.
No, you're
Oh.
not.
Going
We had
back
this
to the
talk.
fire.
We had this talk. You were making progress.
I'm sorry, what'd you say, Lillian?
Are we really having this
No.
again?
Fire needs work. I'll make sure the fire stays, because I think Vala's going to be busy, so she won't be able to be the fire person. So fire is really important.
Yes, Kevin, you're learning.
Knowing what I know,
Mm-hmm.
roundabout, maybe not directly, but indirectly, but also the power I've been gathering for a very short period of time. If I cast Bless
Mm-hmm.
on this person, my intention being the person, not the beast
Mm-hmm.
within, one, would that be beneficial to them?
If you were doing it blind, you wouldn't really be able to choose whether the beast or the person got blessed. With your, is there anything specifically in the borrowed knowledge, like it just gives you advantage on?
It grants me proficiency in what I don't have proficiency in.
Okay. Well, the way I'm going to treat it here is with that borrowed knowledge, you are able to come up with a way where there's a significantly better chance that the human form is going to get the benefit of it versus the lycanthropy. Because they are technically one and the same, there's no way to completely remove the beast's ability to use it. But your increased amount of arcanic knowledge is helping you to go, well, if I do it this way and this way, I think that'll help. I think Bless, you can hit multiple people, right?
Yes, but I definitely want to include them in that.
Okay, cool.
So if I can, then I'll go ahead and start doing that as well. It'll be on the person, me, and I'll say Vala.
Okay, cool. So, you have Bless on.
And if it's a timing issue, I'll do that before we do the actual thing, since obviously there's a time limit on Bless.
Yeah. Well, the only
normally remove curse is just an action, but I don't know what your rules are.
If you're casting it as an actual spell and not like ritualizing it or anything, I can't remember if you can ritualize. I don't think you can ritualize.
No.
Remove curse, right?
Remove curse is just is an action and a touch.
Okay, so yeah, that'll be fine. So you set up. Go ahead.
Sorry, I will also be playing my Deep Focus playlist and give him inspiration before I know it's going to hit off.
All right. So, Sandstorm by Darude starts playing.
Are you giving it to the person or are you giving it to Vala? I mean, to Rowan.
I'm giving it to Relwyn, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is that?
You get to add a D10.
D10. Okay. So I have that. D4.
She has barded up pretty nicely.
Okay. And I'm guessing there would be some performative action before I do that. So it would be bless, and then I cast the actual remove curse. And understanding that it will take more effort than is the conventional third level. I'll tell you now, I've already spent some spell slots. I'm also willing, for the purposes of this, if it helps, I'll use a 7th level.
Casting remove curse at a higher level is not going to change anything.
I know conventionally it doesn't do that, so I just wanted to. I wanted to pitch that.
In this particular instance, it's not going to do anything either, so you don't need to.
Okay. All right.
So, as you all focus, and you start casting this spell, the world starts to fade away. You're all standing in shallow water, barely an inch or two. The surface of the water tends to ripple as rain from some unseen clouds strike the surface. There's no source of light. You can see there's no moon in the sky, stars shining down, sun, and yet you can see relatively well around you. As you all look around, you notice that you're in the same circle you were in before, but instead of an unconscious body in the center, you see that large 20-foot tall, minus the wings and dragon breath, werewolf. And as you stare at the form of this beast, you can see embedded in its chest is the form of this human. His arms are stretched out, his legs are stretched out, he's literally fused in the middle of this creature. creature looks at all of you, smiles. What would you all like to do?
I'll go first then. Relwyn will take a step forward. Just to be clear, I want to clarify something. Are we in a dreamscape or are we...
You're not in a dream, but you are not in the regular kind of plane of existence. You're not exactly sure where you are. Again, it's kind of a nondescript area. There's no features. There's about an inch of water.
Okay. The wannabe wolf pack, are they with us or is it just us?
Nope, it's just the people that are participating in the ritual.
Okay. Relwyn takes a step forward. You've had your fun for a very long time. Points to the chest. It's time to let them go.
You don't get to make that request.
It wasn't a request.
Puny human thinks they're strong. This is mine.
Not human.
Puny, pointy-eared freak thinks they're strong. Still, this is mine. You have no power here, priest.
You don't have as much power as you think you do.
Make me an intimidation check.
Can that be persuasion? Relwyn is stating that he's making a statement of fact as far as he's concerned.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, Vala will use prestidigitation to make black flames start appearing on him.
Okay. It is a very aggressive posturing, but I'll give you advantage from the flames.
That Rowan was unaware he was getting. It's like,
yeah, you have no idea. You
know,
just burst into flames.
You think you're being intimidating, and that's when your football player friend is like standing behind you, going, "I'll take the 14." 14, 16. He doesn't really care if they're intimidated or not, so it'll be 16.
Okay, so. You see the monstrous form seems unaffected, but the humanoid that's trapped in the chest...
I was about to ask.
You can see his facial expressions start to change. When you guys first got in here, there was just this look of hopelessness, despair, pain, agony. And you see... And this is something... the first time you used your magic to help people, you will never forget that brief glimpse in the eyes of someone that's gone from hopelessness just to the tiniest little spark of hope, that recognition in their eyes, and you saw it in the human. Who else wants to do something?
Vala will step forward and kind of behind Relwyn off to the side. Hello. I told you me and my friends would come. We're gonna help you.
You
Not
can
you.
help no one.
Not you, dickhead. You're nothing.
I am everything. I am eternal. I am
No,
passion.
you're
I am
not.
power. I am
Oh, don't
hunger.
talk to me about passion. You are nothing.
Where are
You're boring.
You are pathetic. I could turn you into something amazing. Something that could strike fear into the hearts of your enemies.
Been
Rowan,
there,
Rowan,
done that.
Rowan turns to Val and goes, yeah, "Do you notice how often they their first impulse is to call others pathetic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is weak and fragile.
You don't even have original material.
Make me a performance check.
$34.
Jesus Christ. Just for clarification, for those who are watching this, 30 and above is considered godlike.
I have a plus
DC
17 to
30
performance.
is considered impossible. Cool. So, as you say that, you hear something that you don't really realize what it is. It sounds alien in the place that you're in. It's such a bizarre sound that it feels like it shouldn't belong. And it takes you just a few moments to realize the human is laughing. It's not a strong laugh. It's kind of a What else do you guys want to do? Liliane and Argenta are the only two that haven't participated yet.
Can you about you see about without you president, what are you? I mean, you're not you speak of strength, but without your best, I mean, nothing.
Without me, this pathetic thing is nothing. Before me, they are a weakling. They couldn't protect their family. They couldn't protect the one they loved. I gave them the power to be able to do what they want. They were no longer afraid. Once I embraced them, without me, they will be nothing. They will fade into nothingness. Watch everyone they care about die.
But was it that those that but what you were out them? That you don't even exist without them.
It was a monster like you that took from him. You created the problem. You are not the answer or the solution.
Make me an intelligence persuasion check. So instead of adding your charisma to your persuasion, add your intelligence.
Liane?
Yeah, Liliane, sorry. You
Okay.
have already made your
Okay.
check for this.
Be what again?
Intelligence plus. Are you trained in persuasion at all?
No.
Okay, so it's just make an intelligence check then.
With what I said, my intent was to help Liliane. Could I have been the help action? I am proficient in persuasion.
Sure, I'll give you advantage on that. You have a very logical statement there.
30, 20.
Okay. So, as you're sitting there, you can see, and none of you really notice this until after Liliane kind of said, you're not really sure when something changed, but until this point, you have been looking up to this creature. It's a 20-foot tall creature. And now you guys are on eye level with it. You're not sure when the change happened. And instead of just being embedded in the chest, the humanoid figure is basically kind of enveloped by the were creature. Like, you can see the claws coming out of his hands and the paws coming out of like the back and bottoms of his legs and feet. But he's no longer embedded directly into the chest. He doesn't say anything this time or laugh, but you can see this kind of dawning expression on his face. Magenta?
Argenta's just going to look at it. And then faster than any of them can, like, they're used to her moving quickly. She'll rage, take on her own, like, slightly lupine features from the wolf spirit, and grab the back of his head and pull them eye to eye. I don't know rituals. I don't know these fancy tricks. The wolf spirit hates beings like you. And if I have to skin you off of him with my silver dagger, she pulls it and brings it to its eyes, I will do so. Release him, you who fear jewelry.
I like that. Take an inspiration for that, and then give me an intimidation check with advantage. I really enjoy the phrase "you who fear jewelry." Like, that is such a bitch slap.
18.
18.
Claire's is having a sale.
Diamonds fall forever, but silver burns like a bitch. All right.
Robin Sparkles, bitch. Let's go to the mall.
So, as you do that, the ground kind of shifts below you, and you are suddenly back in the position you were before you went to your more feral rage state. But as you're sitting there, you can see the human, and there's significantly kind of more definition between the human side and the werewolf side. He watches the human, just kind of looks at his hands, and he turns them over, and he sees the vicious claws on the back. He turns back, and you watch him form a fist and just start pulling his hand, and you watch as kind of tendrils and tendons of flesh are kind of holding him in, and suddenly and he grabs kind of the back of his head where this werewolf form is, and he starts pulling, and you can see the pain in his eyes as he does this, and you can feel kind of the grunts of agony as he rips these pieces off of him. And I just read what you wrote, Lily. You could hear these kind of peals of agony as he slowly is ripping off portions of the body, and suddenly he is on the ground, naked, but no longer connected to this creature that is now kind of floating. And the creature immediately starts to reach towards the human again. What do you all want to do? Anyone can do anything right now.
I'm sure it'll probably shrug it off, but I can choose which creatures to hit and which ones don't. Relwyn will very much lean into what he's doing. It's a con 20, but I don't know the flavor of what's going on. He's going to use Word of Radiance, and he's just going to utter, "Leave!"
Okay. What's you said con 20?
Yep.
Well, that's an 8. So, as the human's kind of on the ground, kind of breathing and heaving in pain and agony, the were creature goes and starts to live, and Relwyn kind of steps forward, and you watch as his surcoat shines with this deep indigo light, and suddenly this light pierces through the kind of nondescript sky that hasn't had really anything before it. You suddenly see the sky part, and this beam of radiance drop down and envelop the were creature, and it knocks him back slightly, and the creature boom goes against the edge of the light, and you watch as where the hand kind of impacts this barrier you've created starts to dissolve. He does another one, starts to dissolve. No, shh, and it evaporates. And it takes a while for your eyes to kind of adjust from the bright indigo light to the pure darkness. The rain stops. You start hearing the crackle of the fire. You start to hear the sounds of nature. You all kind of blink. You are all covered in a flop sweat. Your muscles kind of ache like you've just run a marathon. But you look in front of you, and the human kind of blinks, and he starts to sit up. And Rowan, you recognize immediately someone that sits up too quickly and starts to faint.
Rowan, with my passive perception, Rowan's
Yeah,
right.
so you're there, and you kind of stop him. He's like,
Scoop. Okay.
It's gone.
Rowan is not heaving, but tears are coming down his eyes. Just coming down his cheeks.
It's gone.
You were very brave, friend.
Yeah.
Where are we? I don't recognize this place.
We're outside of Elmore. We're Ebonthorn. We're outside of Ebonthorn.
I'm very far away.
Where are you from?
I'm from Meisenford.
So am I. Rowan said, looks at him like, why I should know this. Why don't I know this person?
I don't know how long it's been.
My name's Roland Arioch. I'm from there.
You see him giggle. You used to cry when your mother would take your book away.
You knew my parents.
We all thought you would become something great someday. He kind of looks down at his hands. It's exactly as I remember. What year is it?
Well, Rowan would actually know
Yes.
that. And he says the date, but he'll also go, "What's your name?"
My name is Colin. My name's Colin.
Come
It's been so long since I've been able to say that. Which you guys are able to figure out, because I don't have a calendar for this place figured out yet. But
Yeah.
it seems. How old are you again, Rowan? You're in your 20s or 30s?
I did put down a note about.
Certain I have it written down somewhere, but that takes me looking through a bunch of different files.
Oh no, give me 2 seconds. I know I can find it. Rowan in game is 23.
23. So it seems like he's been a werewolf for about like 21-ish years.
Oh, so he's been longer than a decade.
Yeah. But for whatever reason, the lycanthropy seems to have effectively slowed his aging. Because as far as you can tell, he should be in his like mid 50s at this point, because he was early 30s, late 20s when he got bitten, and he looks.
Rowan would have been a toddler, so he wouldn't even.
Yeah, but you can tell like physical age. Like he doesn't look like
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
in his 50s. He looks like he's barely hit 30, and he's in really good shape for someone that age.
High protein diet, lots of exercise.
Yeah, you know, kind of gassy at times, but so he kind of
Dark thought, but technically eating people would be keto.
he looks down at himself. He realizes he's only really wearing a loincloth, and so he starts going, you don't think I could borrow something?
Rowan will look to the. I'm presuming the rest of the others are here too.
They you don't know where they got it from, but they all have popcorn. And you're just
Would one of you like to help with some spare clothes?
oh, totally. Like we have, and you watch them kind of go. They all have their own kind of packs that they were carrying, and then they also have this kind of group pack that none of you guys have been brave enough to try and figure out what's in it. And so they start kind of going through it, and eventually they not only do they bring out some clothes that'll fit them for the most part. They're not a perfect fit. But they also bring out a sword that actually looks like a decent sword instead of their like mall swords that they were using. Very kind of plain. But Liliane, you could recognize the sign of silver along the edge. And they also have a chain shirt that they give him. You know, because it's not the safest place around here, you know? And so he's thank you, and he puts the clothes on, and he puts the chain shirt on. And the chain shirt actually fits relatively well. And he kind of grabs the sword and swings it around like he's been using it for his entire life. Thank you. And he goes and makes kind of a makeshift scabbard and frog and kind of puts it in. Do you mind if I go with you? I mean,
We're all
yeah.
heading to Ebenthorn.
Okay. I don't know if you guys have decided on a watch or anything for tonight, but
You need rest.
I feel like I've been sleeping for a long time.
Fair.
If you don't mind, I'll take first watch. And he goes to the fire and kind of gets a rock, places it close enough to stay warm, puts his back to it, takes his sword out, kind of leans on it, just takes a big deep breath.
I think all things considered, before obviously this is camp and we can take time to set up and all that, Rowan will definitely have made stew
Okay.
the simplest things to make. I think that would be also the easiest thing for him to handle.
He
He'll definitely.
he takes it with a smile, devours it.
There's more in the pot.
I don't mean to be greedy.
Take your time.
You wouldn't happen to have some bread? Stew does really well. You can sop it up with some bread.
No, there's dry rations, so just soak that with that.
Thanks. And he takes some hardtack and stuff, and he's pleased as punch.
Rowan is like still kind of in shock. He just still goes, "How did you know my parents?"
I was a hunter. It was my job to go out of Meisenford and hunt the various beasts, keep them from coming into the town. Your parents were good people. They every time we came back, they would have something for us. Sometimes it was food. Sometimes it was just blankets. You know, if it was a rough day. I think I can assume they're no longer with us.
No one doesn't say anything, just looks down.
They'd be really proud of you.
Thank you.
He kind of turns towards the blood hunters. Love the sword. It's great. You guys wouldn't happen to have a bow, would you? Longbow preferred? Like, yeah, totally. Sure. Let me just look. And they kind of bring out an unstrung longbow. It's seen better days. The string isn't in the greatest repair.
Fun fact for those who don't know, longbows are actually not meant to be strung the whole time.
Yeah, it wears out the bow itself. And so he kind of looks it over. It's not bad. So he goes and he kind of pulls it back and he strings it. Takes an arrow out. And as he pulls it to his cheek, you watch as he seems to kind of glow for a moment. And the energy goes directly into the tip of the arrow. And it goes and it splits a sapling that's about 500 feet away and just still got it.
Yeah.
And then you watch as his knees buckle just a little bit. He's like, maybe we'll wait until tomorrow to do that again.
Have some more stew.
Yeah, that sounds good.
He looks to think just water. He just looks at him. If anyone has any wine, that can be for tomorrow. Looks tomorrow, Vala.
I am shocked as she puts the bottle of wine back in the bag.
I'm gonna imagine by this time the borrowed knowledge has worn off.
Yeah. Sorry, I was looking up something.
No, absolutely no problem.
So sorry, what is worn off?
The borrowed knowledge.
Yeah,
It lasts for an hour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it would have. Good on. So you guys are able to get a good night's rest. And when you wake up, you can see
Get a long rest.
Colin is looking significantly better than he did the night before. The rest and the stew seem to have helped immensely.
Relwyn, being a cleric and medicine trained, he's going to check his patient again.
Yeah, he's.
Yeah, and I wanna take a football with him then to give him some human contact that he hasn't had in who knows how long and some conversation and to be sure he's settling it away. But
Yeah, he's not super talkative yet. Like you it's kind of like pulling teeth to
Yeah.
get him to have too much. But once you get him going, like he starts relaxing. He starts kind of trading tales with you.
Relwyn is making breakfast as he's
Mhm.
running around.
And you know he's talking about like strange hunts that he went on and things like that. So he's getting a little bit more comfortable. All of you are able to get your 10 hit points from breakfast.
He will give one of those bowls also to Colin.
Okay. So yeah, he slurps it up and he's looking great.
He looks and goes, if Relwyn goes, you can have one glass of wine.
You know, I'm actually good. I haven't had alcohol in, well, I guess add 20 to that.
Get to town, you can have one beer.
I don't really deal with alcohol. It's not my thing. Not anymore, at least. Not since I became a
Fair enough.
hunter.
Enjoy a spice cider and you get to town then.
Well, I think we've waited here long enough for me. You all ready? I'm kind of interested in putting some distance between me and this place.
Let's see if we can't make it to town by midnight.
Awesome. So, you guys are heading off. The route itself is relatively uneventful. You don't come to any other large pools of blood or anything. And by about like late afternoon, really early evening, you guys have come to the bridge that goes over the Cruciatalia River. And you know, after you get across the bridge, you only have a few more hours, like 1.5, maybe 2 hours before you're in Evanthorn proper. And you can see the city itself. Argenta, you were here for a long time. And from even, you know, an hour or so away, something looks off to you about the city. You're not exactly sure what it is, but it just doesn't feel right. Rowan, you barely spent any time in the city, so you don't really recognize anything, and then obviously the other two have never been here. So what would you guys like to do? Like I said, it's you've probably you could probably get to Evanthorn by sundown, or you can kind of camp here and wait to go into Evanthorn after the Sissus sun rises.
There's something wrong about the city. I was here for months. I died here for months. It's not passing the vibe check.
Hmm.
Sorry to ruin the mood, but I would point out that 2 of those blood pack are still out there.
Yeah.
I get the distinct impression
Yeah.
they hold a grudge.
Maybe the pack leader again. He never used to use those tricks. He was much more about actually fighting you.
For
The fact that
clarification,
he
you seem to know him. Nothing you were saying was ringing a bell to him.
That's usual when we got. So he was the ruler of the country I primarily resided in. The problem is that when the Dark Lord does his shenanigans with people that come from the world we're from, unless we undo the shenanigans, they tend not to remember. So his mind's been fucked with.
Sure.
I could try to see where he is, or at least see what he's up to. It would only take about 10 minutes or so. And there's no way I can be harmed during this process. I just want to put that out there.
If he is you, so
The odds are very, very slim. I do this and an asteroid hits me. That's not my
While
fault.
while you are doing this spell, and while the effects are happening, Liliane, Argenta, and I are going to Rochambeau who gets to slap you if you get harmed. Just want to let you know that.
Noted. I will take 10 minutes and cast Scrying.
Okay. As
During
you,
the 10 minutes.
as you're doing that, when you finish casting the spell, it doesn't work. It's as if you're trying to cast it on a target that doesn't exist.
Hmm.
Which, due to the fact that you know this target, either it means they're dead, or they're protected from scrying.
To be fair, they've seen us whipped out a lot of spells.
yeah.
All right. So my first shot failed. I'm unharmed.
Oh,
So now I'm going to try and scry on the corpse of the monk that he absconded with.
the were tiger.
So again, same process. They're still sitting there trying to figure out who gets to slap you this time. Same result.
Well, so this tells me either the corpse is no longer on this plane of existence, or it's no longer a corpse, or the corpse is protected from scrying. But I tried.
Gave it the good college try.
I could try seeing if I could try the dream thing again, but he's probably not asleep right now. Probably.
So, Colin comes over to you guys, and he kind of gestures you guys to kind of get away from the blood hunters. And as he gets you guys alone, hey, this is gonna sound really weird, but is there something wrong with the city? Like, do you guys get kind of like a weird feeling?
No, you can feel that too.
It's
With Rowan's passive, is he sensing anything?
no. For some bizarre reason, you get nothing. He goes, I can't explain it, but I really don't want to go in there. Do you guys feel that at all?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not getting the feeling that I don't want to go in there. I'm getting the feeling that it's off, right?
Yeah, you're just looking at it. It doesn't look right. If you want to roll me a history check, you might be able to figure out why it doesn't look right to you.
But just to be clear, Relwyn, Bala, and Liliane don't feel that.
You guys got nothing. You know that Argenta is not particularly fond of it, but to you guys, it's a city. It's not a particularly large one. Like Minwell is larger than it. Ilmorn, roughly the same size, but due to the wealth of Ilmorn, it feels bigger.
16.
16. So you're sitting there, you're like, what in the hell? Because it's not that you don't want to go there. There's just something about it seems wrong. And it takes you a few minutes until it hits you. Nothing is moving. Like, this is a hunter town. And there were constantly people coming in, either with their kills or to find jobs, and leaving. Especially since there were certain creatures that you could only hunt at night. So there was constantly people coming and going.
They mostly come out at night. Mostly.
But there's nothing. The town itself is completely still.
Well, that's what it was. There should be people just constantly moving. But even from this distance, I can tell there's no one.
Rowan, since it's a city, right?
Mm-hmm.
Chimneys. Any
Make
Any-
me a
any smokes?
perception check with disadvantage because it's real far away.
I mean, I can't see smoke coming out of chimneys.
Again, that's where you're getting a perception check
Oh.
instead of me saying
Oh, okay.
no.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh.
Look.
Actually, I have advantage on perception, so that's a flat roll.
Oh.
You could, but it won't do anything. Because all it would
So
do is
the-
give him advantage that he already had.
Yeah, because my shield.
Yeah.
So that'd be 12.
12. So looking at it, again, you guys are still a few miles away. So seeing little bits of smoke coming out of chimneys would be difficult. But you don't see anything. It's not a large enough city that there would be like large plumage of smoke or anything. But as far as you can tell, like, you don't see signs of cooking fires. You would assume there has to be a forge there, because if this is a hunting town, they have to make weapons there, and you can't see the outline of a forge or anything like that. But you also, like, forges makes good smoke. You don't see anything. Again, it's possible there might be some smaller fires and stuff like that the smoke just dissipates long before you'd be able to see it. But as far as you can tell, you don't see anything that would indicate anyone's even living there.
Rowan will say this mostly to the others, the additionals to the party. It's like, everyone should stay together.
Yeah, totally. That's what the werehunters do. We're a pack. We always stay together.
Rowan's chewing some willow bark.
I realized, bro, when you just said we should all stick together. But what if
We have to stick together.
I could perhaps change my form and fly over the city, scout it out?
I'm concerned that... Do I see any other birds flying over the city?
Nothing.
You're going to be the only bird flying over.
It's not like it's a town filled with people that would want to kill a bird.
Will they bite?
What's an inedible bird?
Relwyn slowly looks from the sky to Vala. Monsters exist in this world.
Don't people not like shooting down albatrosses? I've heard that that's a bad thing.
Colin chimes in. At sea. You don't shoot them at sea.
I think Rowan actually would go, what's an albatross?
I'm simply giving options. We can stick together and all go into the city as one.
I, for one, think splitting the party is a great idea.
You know, on second thought.
Kevin chimes in. Yeah, no, I think, like, you know, setting one person off on their own is a really sound idea. Rock on, man.
You know this means quiet coyote.
But, like, I'm not a coyote. Like, I'm gonna go tend the fire.
It's just like, as he's going, just...
Yeah,
It's almost turning into fingers of death. Just... Wah.
Yeah, Colin comes back. He's like, I get what you're saying. Everything inside me right now tells me to stay the hell away from that city. Like, it's strange.
Wait,
I can't tell you why, but I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, it's dangerous. We need to stay
you've
the hell
all...
away.
Roman looks to Vala and Lillian and Argenta. Have you all been to that city before, or just Argenta?
I have not.
I know you've all ventured before. Okay.
No.
The only one that's been here with me was Commander.
Okay. That means Vala wouldn't be able to scry.
I mean,
A place you don't know.
I think there was a way, but I think I forgot that spell.
How does this sound? We're far enough away. Let's just make camp here. And we can deal with this tomorrow when there's, like, sun-ish.
I think Relwyn will look at Colin and Argenta, the two experienced people in this area, and he's just...
Maybe it makes sense. You can see what's going on in the morning.
Yeah. I'll do first watch again if you guys don't mind. I got something about this. I need to go do something. You guys don't need help setting up camp, do you? 'Cause I need to do something.
Okay. What do you?
So everybody that don't mind me at you.
No, it's nothing bad. I just pent up energy. I'll be back in like 15 minutes. Promise. All right. And you watch
Okay.
him kind of wander off.
Sorry, how long did you say Colin would be gone?
Like 15 minutes.
Vala, the second that said the second it hits 16, you scry on him.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's weird.
All right. So do you guys all set up camp and everything?
Think would imagine he'll just look to like whatever he'll look to the person who knows how to survive and everyone else. I think Rowan might have some experience too, but like in regards to camping, he probably wouldn't. I would imagine we know what's out here, but whatever we can to keep low key, not attract too much attention to our camping.
I guess Argenta, you would be aware specifically here. Fires basically provide kind of dual service. They keep you warm and things like that. They also keep a lot of the scarier things away at night. You have done camping without a fire, but it generally involves you literally have to kind of hide yourself, either up in a tree or kind of cover yourself with leaves, things that makes it so something can't stumble upon you, if that makes sense.
Right? Fire doesn't attract the monsters?
No, they're afraid of it. Most of the monsters are afraid of it.
Yeah, fire is bad when you're being chased by people. Fire is good when you're being chased by monsters.
Fire is always good.
Rowan's kind of like, that is completely antithetical to how I've survived, but okay. I freely admit I'm out of my element right now.
I can also keep 9 of us inside of a dome.
How close are we to 15 minutes?
It's getting close, and you guys hear some movement, and you see Colin walking back. He's got kind of like a mist of sweat on him, but he looks a lot more relaxed. Oh, so much.
Rowan will give him a once-over look.
I'm fine. Just
You're
blowing
fine.
off some steam.
You're fine when a cleric who has taken care of you.
All right, Your Holiness, tell me if I'm fine.
Do not call me that, please.
Vala just kinda,
especially with how the church has been in this world.
Vala will just lean over to Relwyn and go, I think he had the zoomies. That's kind of concerning.
Well, to be fair, when he usually had that urge, he was not himself.
That could mean there's some lingering effects. I know after I had that conversion, I really had a craving for red meat. Like a little rare. But that passed. Mostly.
I'm sure Relwyn would, besides bites and scratches or anything else, he probably would have noticed blood trickling out of his
Yeah, he looks...
or pink-stained teeth.
Go ahead and roll me a medicine check. I'll give you advantage on it.
I'm more just suggesting that there may be some latent holdover behaviors, not necessarily that he went out and...
There's a reason why he's been checking him medically every time. He's like every day. 13 and 15. 15 medicine, 25.
Okay. So looking him over, he looks in fine shape. You would notice like the muscle tension is relatively high, like he's just worked out.
Yeah.
But that's the only real difference. You don't see any marks or anything like that. You do
the lupine features.
After the ritual, the vast majority of them went away. His canines are still slightly more pronounced than kind of your average human, but they're not quite like, they don't look like fangs or anything like that, but they are kind of noticeable when he smiles or anything like that.
I've actually known some people. I've known some people some very pronounced canines.
I got him.
Yeah.
But other than that, like his
that and the mutton chops.
Yeah, his snout is no longer kind of pronounced or anything like that. His ears are much closer. They still have kind of a point to them, to the point. If it wasn't for the fact that you have elven heritage, some people might mistake him as like a really kind of...
Me?
I thought you were...
Tiefling.
Tiefling. Oh, shit. That's what it is.
Okay.
Never mind. Then yeah, you... if you didn't know that he was a human, you might think that he has some elven heritage a few generations ago, because his ears are slightly pointier than most. But beyond that, he seems healthy.
Okay.
You'd also notice, like, his eyes still look a little bit more lupine than your average human.
Yellow?
A bright green, actually.
Okay. I was going to say, like, God, was it? Now this is going to bug me. I was going to say, is he more Jack Nicholson or James Spader?
No comment. Anyway,
Okay.
as far as you can tell, like, you don't see any of the kind of telltale signs of any sort of were transformation. Like, it when a were creature transforms, it does affect the body, like, pretty massively, because your entire skeletal structure changes along with your musculature. So there's normally signs of it. Like,
That has to be a very distinct sound.
Well, there's a lot of times there's like pulled and torn muscle fibers into the things like that. You don't, like, he looks like he's in great health, and there's a spring to his step.
Going back, Argenta, you know the town well, very well.
Oh, I know it pretty well, yeah.
Do you know locations? Secretly, we should probably try to go.
Do I, Yodi?
I mean, the city itself is based around the Monster Hunters Guild. Like, this is a hunter's town, and so the first building you see as you could come in, because you can see on the map, both roads into the town kind of enter the same kind of area of the town, and the Monster Hunters Guild is right there, and that's where people gather. There is a tavern in Sisicidet, so it's like everything is centered around this guild. There are tanneries and blacksmith shops and all that other stuff that tends to be relatively close to it, but it's the Monster Hunter Guild is the center of life in this town.
That's gotta smell great.
The tannery is further away than the blacksmith. Let's put it that way.
Where's the paper mill?
No paper mills. Paper mills bad. So, unless you guys have anything else you want to do tonight, the watch goes very, very smoothly. Which, for Argenta, I would assume you take at least one of the shifts on the watch, right?
Yeah.
So, again, you've camped out here before. Many, many times. You've died a few times from making mistakes when camping. That's how you learned fire is good here. You're used to seeing, like, at the edge of the dim light cast from the bonfire, you're used to seeing creatures start kind of flirting with that barrier of darkness to see how close they can get, see how much information they can get about possible prey. Nothing happens tonight. You don't see a single creature even give you guys a sniff.
Oh no, have we been doing too well that we have ruined the local economy of monster hunting and thus it's been mostly abandoned?
Yes, that's exactly what it was. So,
You didn't consider the economy.
when you guys wake up, again, as you look over to the town, normally the town would be bustling. all the hunters are going out to get. Also, there's quite a few different places you can go to get food in the town, because hunters always need food. So generally, in the mornings, a little before dawn to a little after dawn, the place picks up. Everybody is going for their morning meal. Everybody is getting, last minute stuff before the day of hunting. And right now, the city is just silent. No movement, no fires, nothing.
This is still from our perspective outside the city, yes?
Yep.
Okay.
What do y'all want to do? Oh, I meant to mention, while you were all sleeping, you all did have kind of strange dreams. They weren't like physical manifestations of anything. You just remember kind of seeing strange shapes just kind of floating around in your memory, and then you wake up.
Does that include those of us wearing rings of mind shielding?
Ooh. I need to look at the actual thing real quick here.
Oh, look, a monkey wrench. Here you go.
Don't mind.
It's a magic item.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a valid point.
Alright. Let's look at the legacy version of it first.
Get out of my head.
Yes, you still had weird dreams.
Okay.
So, what do you all want to do? Town is still kind of stone dead.
So we approach the town? At least Rowan.
I think so.
Alright. So as you guys get closer and closer to the town, you can see Colin seems a bit more uneasy the closer you guys could get. And as you guys get to kind of the threshold of where the town is, he just kind of casually pulls out his sword and kind of readies it. And he looks at the rest of you guys. I think it'd be in everyone's best interest to get ready for something. This doesn't feel right.
You ever bad feeling about this?
Got a bad feeling about this. Suddenly a falcon so old, looks like it's been around for 1,000 years, flies over you. 1,000 years is a millennium.
Follow would like to polymorph into a Wookiee. Is that possible?
Not unless you've seen one.
Son of, I knew I shouldn't have skipped Life Day.
So, what do you guys want to do? As now that you're basically at kind of the entrance to the town, again, everything is silent.
If we go in, if we're about to cross that literal threshold,
Mm-hmm.
are we just clear? Are we crossing in?
It's up to you guys. Do you want to?
That's what I asked the party. Are we crossing?
I think so.
When we cross the actual threshold, Relwyn will use Eyes of the Grave.
And Vala will use Detect Thoughts.
Okay. Eyes of the Grave allows you basically to see undead, right?
I believe in the astral plane. Let me just ethereal plane. Let me actually get the specifics.
Okay, while you're doing that,
Yep, sure.
Detect Thoughts, you can detect some thoughts in the town. Like, there are people there. Something about them is really weird, and you have a really, really hard time pinpointing anyone, which has never happened to you. Like, Detect Thoughts effectively works kind of like a little telepathic sonar.
Yeah.
And you can tell that there are thoughts there, but they're kind of muddled and blended.
I'm sensing people, thoughts, but it's nothing distinct.
Looking at, as you activate Eyes of the Grave, as far as you can tell, there's no undead around.
I'm essentially going to be taking them to the tavern where, like, the inn owner seemed to not the whoever was running the tavern seemed to be like a big entity in
Mm-hmm.
the town. They always seem to be organizing the hunters and everything, so
Mm-hmm.
that's where I'm going.
All right. So again, the Hunters Guild Hall, the biggest building in town. There's a tavern inside of it. As you guys kind of go in to the Hunters Guild, again, for you, Argenta, it's really eerie because you've been here quite a few different times. You've eaten meals here quite a few different times. It is always packed. You could come here at 2 a.m. and there would be people here. And there's nothing. And as you come in, the way that the building works is when you come in immediately, there is this massive board where various hunts and things like that are hung up. And in front of it is this very kind of long desk. It's normally manned, depending on how busy it is. It can have as little as 1 or 2 people, or it can have as many as 8 different people there that are basically either getting submissions of hunts to put up on the wall or going back and collecting hunt materials to give to a hunter. And as you look at the large hunt board, you notice that, first of all, there's only like 1 or 2 hunts on the board, and there's no one behind the counter. You know, to the left, you go through kind of a very short, like 5-foot-long hallway, and then it opens up into the tavern proper, which can easily seat about 150 to 200 people. And the walls themselves on that place are actually collapsible, so that on really busy days they can kind of put tables out outside and basically double the capacity.
Basically turn it into a beer hall.
Kind of, yeah. So do you want to head into the tavern area? There's also, to the right, there is an actual meeting hall for official guild actions, and then there's also dormitories and rooms that you can rent in here as well.
I was gonna look at the tavern first.
Okay. So as you kind of go into the tavern, you can see the walls are all closed. And again, nothing. Go ahead and make me a perception check.
All of us are just Argenta.
Just Argenta.
Perception.
Yep.
Oh, nat 20.
All right. So looking around, again, this feels really wrong. You've never seen it this quiet. You're trying to figure out what to do, and you suddenly smell something. It's really, really faint, but it's coming from behind the counter. What do you want to do?
Alright, I'll just go look.
As you get closer, you can see the door that leads to kind of the kitchen area is kind of stuck. And whatever scent you're getting, it's slightly acrid, and it's coming from the kitchen itself.
You said the door is stuck?
Yeah, just like cracked open a little bit.
If she can open it, she'll open it.
Yeah, it's not like super tough or anything. It's just like the hinges need some work. So the last time someone came through it, instead of it fully closing, it just kind of... So
Okay.
open it up. You're hit with this kind of old scent. And as you look in, you can see a little bit of food. Nowhere near enough to be able to feed the people that would be occupying the hall, and it's been left out to spoil. You do see in the very back of it, there is a stock pot that has boiled down to nothing, so the stock in it is ruined. And kind of charred.
Is the fire still on?
Yeah, they have kind of a system instead of having to kind of tend the fire because it's used so much. They have kind of a system built in that automatically puts more fuel into stuff like that. But even that is on its last leg.
She'll douse it just that nothing happens.
Okay.
Rowan, I guess, would look at the potential where they would, if it's a kitchen, food stores.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they seem to have enough food here. There's a bit of it that's gone bad, like any fresh produce and stuff like that has gone bad.
Is
But the
there
rest of it-
potted plants or anything?
Not in the kitchen.
No, I just mean in the guild in general.
Not really. Just because, again, this place is so heavily trafficked that they really wouldn't have enough time to keep up too many potted plants. And you guys are right in the edge of a forest, so...
Are there trees and stuff outside of the guild?
I mean, there'd be a few. They look like trees.
Alright, so Argenta will just walk out to one
Mm-hmm.
and cast Speak with Plants.
Okay, sure. As you kind of focus on the tree, you suddenly kind of hear in your head, "Who is it who speaks to me?"
Argenta, I've passed by you many times.
Yes, I remember. You carry the scent of death on you.
Yes, I know. And I'm wondering, since it's been a while since I've been back, where did all the people go?
That is a good question. I remember panic, fear. They were all afraid of catching something. They feared the night. left them here for fear of spreading.
Did they go towards the forest or down the road?
They left on the road towards Meisenford.
Where did they leave these people?
They are inside. I am outside.
How long ago did this happen? How many sun cycles?
Weeks at least.
She'll start pointing in directions, knowing that plants usually connect roots. The closest tree to where they're being held, which direction, or are they all over?
He kind of gestures towards the guild hall.
Okay. Thank you.
Please bring them back. It is very lonely.
She'll pour some water onto, like, the base around him.
Drinks it happily. You get this kind of feeling in your head of contentment.
Right. She'll go to the others after talking tree for a bit. Uh, so apparently some people are being held in the guild hall because they caught something at night. I'm assuming maybe lycanthropy, if it's at night. And this was a few weeks ago. They left towards Meisenford and abandoned them here.
From Rowan's perspective, if that were the case, this place should look like it's in a ruin, right? I mean, I guess that's what Rowan would expect.
I mean, werewolves are not known for their delicate touch, and especially the first time someone changes, it's always violent.
They don't. I mean, I've seen people turn into werewolves, but usually they're run out of town with silver and fire. I'm curious if this is anything different because apparently they panicked.
I'm wondering if this is something like vampirism.
Yeah, but there's anything about with me.
Sorry, did anything what?
There's anything that I describe ring a bell with me.
Not really. I mean, you've heard of like magic diseases and things like that. Depending on what happens and how kind of virulent they are, you've heard of taking measures as extreme as like burning entire buildings to try and get it out. But to be perfectly honest, with how prevalent magic was, especially with Valakovia having such a strong clerical background and connection to the gods and divine magic, diseases in general really didn't turn into epidemics in Triregnum, in the Three Kingdoms, simply because there was enough clerics to stop it.
Oh, if the people are trapped in the guild hall, we could try investigating a little bit further and see if we find anyone.
Yeah.
I think Roland kind of looks started into like, where would you trap? I would presume a large number of people.
I'd assume a basement.
Dormitories?
There was.
Maybe the dormitories, maybe the cellar. Argenta will, I mean, assuming you guys follow, see if the dormitory door is closed.
It's closed, not locked.
She'll knock.
No response.
She'll crack it open and peek in.
Okay. So the way that dormitories are set up basically is they're above the rest of the guild hall. So the door kind of opens up to an upper area, and there's just a bunch of basically bunk rooms that each have individual doors. But normally they can sleep. The small ones sleep 4. The largest can sleep up to 16.
She'll basically test if any of these doors are locked or if they're obviously been like sealed or barred or something.
As far as you can tell, there's no locks, there's no seals, there's nothing that would indicate anyone has done anything to prevent anyone from going into the rooms or coming out of them.
How does it, to Roland, because I think Roland's physical experience in this, infected or not, if anyone were supposed to be held here, how does it smell?
Make me a perception check with advantage.
I already have advantage. Do I have triple advantage?
Only double. Take an inspiration too.
Okay. I'll mark that. And 14.
Okay. So coming upstairs, having dealt with ill people before, one of the things that you just really never can get away from is the smell of the various bits of body waste. Sick people tend to soil themselves, tend to pee on themselves. It's just something that you kind of get used to.
And even like most people who are like, say, like, if they're just not well, but they've been able to take care of themselves. If they're not well, but they've just haven't done much else actively, the rooms like that tend to not smell great just in general. Either they haven't been
it's
soiling.
a combination of, excrement and sweat and BO, but it's a very, once you've smelt it, you know it forever. And you do kind of smell that, but it's not quite as pronounced as you would expect in like an infirmary or something like that. But there is like, you can smell a little bit of ammonia in the air. It's very, very faint.
Argenta will just kind of go to each door and crack it open and see if there's someone in there.
After going through a few, you eventually go to one of the larger bunk rooms. And you notice, just from kind of cracking, you can see there's at least one person in a bed in there.
She'll just kind of look at the rest and pull out like a scarf from her pack and wrap it around her face. Just something.
Mm-hmm.
And then go in.
Right, as you go in, you can see a grand total of... Hold, please. I have to count. Yeah, you can see a grand total of, it looks like 12 people, are in here.
In the beds?
Yeah. And yeah, you don't see, again, telltale signs of sickness in general. You'll see, bandages and, other stuff like that. None of that's in here. You see a bunch of people that look to be asleep. How close do you want to get to them?
She'll get like 10 feet away
Okay.
and just be observing them.
All right. Go ahead and make me a medicine check or arcana check. Whichever one you like better.
Just for clarification, are people like laying down with like this, or is it more like blankets fully pulled over?
They look like they're sleeping.
But we see people.
Yep.
Okay.
Like, if you didn't know any better, you would think you just walked into someone's room that hadn't woken up yet.
I rolled low, so I'm just going to be basically Velvin, this is more your thing.
Yeah.
Rowan will do that. Medicine?
Medicine or arcana, whichever you like better.
Ah, 14. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Okay. So, looking around, and I guess with your experience, you can roll with advantage.
No. Give me better than a 4. I rolled a 14. That's 24.
24. Okay. So, looking around, the first thing that you notice is you see kind of like gaunt cheeks, and you see like dark circles underneath quite a few of their eyes, all signs of exhaustion. And maybe a little bit like their lips are really, really dry and cracked. And they look rough. As you kind of look through of a few of them, you notice a few of them actually have dried blood by their nose, their eyes, and their ears.
Sorry. Nose, ears, and mouth?
Nose, ears, and eyes.
Nose, ears, and eyes. Would I know what that might be a sign of?
I mean, Vala had it earlier. It's but
Signs
her
of psychic damage.
Yeah. It's a sleeping curse, sickness.
No, sleeping during the day.
Well, I think they've just remained asleep.
Well, they said it transfers at night. I'm assuming
Well,
they're
they said
nocturnal.
it spreads at night.
Spread.
So I think people fell asleep and they simply didn't wake up.
And then they were just brought here?
I think so.
As you guys are trying to figure out what's going on, you suddenly hear some movement and then a scream. And you watch as one of the bodies just sits straight up, goes, ah, 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 oh, ah, oh, no, 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 no. And he starts getting up and he's just babbling incessantly. No, 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 no. And he sees you and he runs over to you and Do, 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 do. Lillian, he comes over to you and kind of like grabs you by the shoulders. Like, don't go to sleep. No. It's very bad. It's very bad. It's very bad. You cannot. It's dangerous. No. And he's there, and he's too many eyes. His pupils, they're wrong. There's too many. We must go. Now. We have to go. We can't stay here. We've got to go. Now. Come. And he starts to just run out of the room. What do you all want to do?
Wow, what if that made their wisdom saving throw?
We need to.
Follow.
Okay. He's moving remarkably quick. You see him kind of stumble over himself, like he's a little bit unsure on his feet. But as soon as he gets down, he starts making a beeline for the door. And you kind of get the idea. If he gets out, he's gone.
I think Rollins should literally talk to anyone. Go like, could someone stop him?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Argenta's just gonna.
Follow dimension doors out front.
Yeah, Argenta's gonna try and grab him.
So when you just suddenly appear in front of him, he's like, no. And you see him just start slapping himself. He starts pinching himself. It feels real, but that's not possible. Because I have to still be there. Where's the conductor? Where is he? And he gets closer. You know. Where is he?
The conductor? I'm not familiar.
His eyes had too many pupils. No, you can't. You can't take me back. I'm not going back. I escaped. Didn't I?
You're awake. You're awake.
Calm down.
But he or she, they were there. They weren't there, and then they were, and that's not how it works. You have to walk. You have to put one foot in front of another, and then you're there. But if you go there without walking, then things are wrong.
She's a spellcaster. She uses magic. She casts a spell. It's normal.
It's arcane
And
bullshit. Just
He
calm
kind of
down.
points at you as like, don't like that. I don't like it at all. Oh, you make it hard to know what's real and what's not. You have to stop doing that.
You're awake. It's real. She'll pour him some water from her water skin drink.
I was literally.
And you see him like drink and then like choke on it, starts spitting up, and once he's out of water, he just looks at you and puts it in front of you again.
Yeah, I'll pour him more. I'll pour him more into the mug.
And you guys have to kind of stop him from kind of drowning himself at one point. He's like, oh, it's so nice. Wait a minute. And he gets really close and just starts like smelling your mouth. Food? Do you have
I'll pull him out an iron ration.
And he just devours it. This is the most amazing thing I've ever eaten. Oh my god. You guys want some? And he kind of takes some out of his mouth.
No, that's yours.
Okay.
What's your name?
Man.
What is your name?
My name's Ayueska. Oh, it's so good.
Now that you've had some food and water, you recognize me, right?
He kind of looks at you, kind of pokes you in the face. And then he gets really close and just looking at your eyes. No, they're right. You have the right amount. He is too many. It's not right. It's too many pupils. It's not right. It's not right.
I lean over to Rowan. This is like some far realm nonsense. Do you know the far realm? Never mind, don't answer that question.
You need to leave. You need to leave right away. It's bad. It's so bad.
What's before you fell asleep? What's the last thing you remember?
has it been? I remember this! And he's like reaching around, and you hear the sound of paper crumpling. He's like, this! And he shows you this. Which I'm going to see if I can't make it appear on here. There we go. Make it go bigger. I've embiggened it. I can't make it work completely, but you have to leave. You have to leave
So
right
someone played
now.
Call of Cthulhu and it went bad.
Don't sleep. Don't rest. Don't nap. Don't close your eyes. He will find you. Once he has you, he never lets go. He never lets go. I saw them. I saw them in the room we were in. They were there too, but they weren't them. They were them, but they weren't them. They didn't think they were them, but they were. And I wasn't me, but then I was. I saw and I knew that I was me and I was not the me that it wanted me to be. I knew that. And when I knew that, I knew. I knew what I had to do.
And how did you escape?
I woke up. You can't wake up. Not when you're not you. And it makes sure that you're not you. It makes sure that the you that you are will never be the you that you will ever be. And in order to become the you have to see. You have to see.
Relwyn whispers, so not to interrupt him, whispers to Vala, What is this thing with the wheels? Says must not sleep.
Don't know. Some kind of carriage? But it's on fire. There's smoke. I don't believe I've ever seen anything like it before.
You must go. No. You can't
What's
stay
this?
here. You can't stay here. No. Blink too long, and you're gone. Blink too long, and you're gone.
I whispered to Lillian. Sounds like a far-off entity, sleep-driven, draws people in, doesn't really have a strong hold on them, so has to use tricks to keep them there. Seems tricky, though. It's just hunter talk.
We need to go. We need to go right now. Thank you for the food. Thank you for the water. But we must go now. Now it's not safe here. And he gets really, really close. It can hear your thoughts. It knows that you're here.
Vala will just hold up her hand with the ring and say, "Not mine."
They thought they were very smart. They thought that he couldn't get to them. They thought if they shield their heads, they put pots on to block the rays. It didn't work. It doesn't care what you do because it knows eventually it will get you. You can't stay awake forever. I will. The rest of my life. I will never sleep again. Never again. Ever. Never, ever, never.
It would be so funny if we turned this guy into an elf and he's just the happiest fucker ever. Never sleeps.
That's true. That's true. Two of us don't sleep.
I have to go. I have to go right now.
I think maybe we should gather up our Blood Hunter friends, and maybe we should get out of the city.
Doesn't matter. You can't hunt what isn't there, and it's not
No.
there until you're there. Once you're there and it's here, and then here is there, but there isn't here, and then there's here, but then there's there, and there becomes here, but only when here is not here because it's over there.
Friend, calm down.
I can't stay here. I need to leave now. Just let me leave.
Ar-
Please.
Argent
We'll
is just
we can leave
Argenta
together.
knowing that he just escaped whatever this is, and knowing that there's more conduits here, she's just gonna portal sense while standing there.
So as you kind of open yourself up to portals and things like that, you're actually very surprised. There's nothing that you can sense. You don't sense any portal or terror or anything that would lead you to some different plane. And he looks at you and goes, "What are you doing?" No, 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 no. Open, open. And he starts to try kind of prying your eyes open. Don't close them. That's how it gets in. It gets in. It goes through your closed eyes. It knows when you close them, and so it gets inside, and then you're there. You're there, and you can never leave. It won't let you leave. And when you're there, you're not you. You become it, and it becomes you, but it's not you. And the only way for you to become you again when you're not you, because you're it, and it knows that you want to be you, but you can't be you. And once you can see all the yous that aren't yous and the me's that aren't me's, then you can see, and you can see the way out. I saw, and that's how I got here. But if I stay any longer, it's going to find me again. It can find you. It can find you anywhere. There's nothing you can do to hide from it.
We will leave together.
Calm down, man.
You can't be on your own.
I haven't been alone. I haven't been on my own. I'm not on my own now. It's still there. I can feel it. It's still there. Here we go, please. Please, please. I don't want to be here anymore. And if I go... And she points back at Vala. You'll change things, and you'll make it so that you don't have to walk to be there, but you're here and there at the same time, and it's not fair, because there is supposed to be there and not here, but you made here over there and there over here, and it's not fair.
Feel better now?
No.
Okay. I am going to introduce you to a friend of ours named Kevin. And the two of you will have great intellectual discourse.
Did somebody call my name?
Kevin, I'd like you to meet Ion?
Yun Oweska?
Ayaska.
AYU. I don't know why they chose that name, but it's a name.
This is Kevin. He has interesting philosophies about sleep and them.
Totally.
I want you to listen to him and try to understand.
Righteous. I shall use the powers of the Were Slayers to slay whatever it is that is preventing him from having most of his mind. Hey, brother, little dude, you're in good hands. These guys, that chick over there, and he points to Liliane, that is a full-blooded blood hunter. They hunt the craziest things just for fun, because that's what they're good at. If anyone can take out this creature, it's totally gonna be her. And the other ones, like her little like entourage, her little like servant group there, they're great. Like that one, he points at Rowan, he cooks like real good. And that one seems to like fire a lot. He points at Vala. She's like super good with fire. And you know, if you guys were sick, then maybe fire is what you need, you know? Not fire. No, 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 no. That's what powers it. That's what makes it keep going. On and on. You just feel it. Cha-chung, 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 cha-chung. Over and over and over, and it never gets anywhere. We're always on our way, but we never get there. Please, 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 I need to leave. I need to leave. If I stay here any longer, he will find me. He's gonna find you. You're working for it. You're working for it. That's why you won't let me leave. You want me to stay. You want me to stay until I blink.
We're leaving the boundaries of the town.
No, it's not limited to the town. You must go far away. Far away. Even outside the town, it can get you far away. Far! Farther than she can make far to near. Farther.
How far?
Far. Far. Farther than you can walk in an hour. Walk 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. Far. Far. Go to the bridge. The bridge is safe. No one comes from the bridge. No one comes from the bridge. They have to be closer. Go to the bridge. The bridge is safe.
Okay.
Can we go now? I don't want to be here anymore. He kind of looks up. It's light out. I'm supposed to be awake. They're supposed to be awake as well, but they're not. It won't let them wake up. It won't.
How far travel away is the bridge?
Again, that's
Okay.
where you guys camped, so it's a couple hours away.
What do we think? Do we want to take everybody back there, at least for now, and then try coming back tomorrow?
Don't come back. Never come back.
Well, we
Leave
have to
them here.
stop them. We have to free your friends.
You can't free them.
We have to stop them. You were freed, right?
It's because I saw that they weren't them. Saw that I wasn't me, and once I saw, I knew how to leave.
Can you?
See.
I have a horrible idea. I need you to come with me for just a moment.
Why? You told me to go with him.
Yes, I know, but I need you to tell me the name of at least one of the people that is in the barracks.
Names? Names? I can
I-
give you all the names. All the names ever that have ever been.
Yes, but I need to know one of them.
Esmeralda Butterworth, Sandy Topman, Moss Lake, Alan Gruber,
Esmeralda.
Brute Mountain Rock, Mokum Fast Wrench, Kosh. Kosh doesn't have a last name. It's weird, but that's what he is. Then there's Sylvan
Kosh.
Brightquill and Velant, and then there's Brosh. He's another one. He doesn't have a last name. It's not right.
Esmeralda. Where was she at?
They're all there.
But where specifically? Which bed?
I don't know. They were moved.
Can you point her out to me if we go up there?
I'm not going back up there.
Can you describe her?
I will go up there. I will pick one of the patients. I will study their features. I will use prestidigitation to make like a little doll head of their face,
Mm-hmm.
and then bring it back down to him and go, "Who is this?"
The person that's in the closest bed is a halfling woman.
Okay.
Kind of darker, almost kind of purplish skin. Hold, please.
Holding.
Do, 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 do. And now we're gonna go boom, 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 boom.
Goes the dynamite. Boom, 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 boom.
Let's do that, that. Cool. And I will do that. So you see a woman that looks like that. And I'm going to do this so the audience can see as well. That is Esmeralda.
Perfect. So now I am familiar with that person. I can try scrying on them later. Or I could try entering their dreams. I'm just going to throw that one out.
No! No. No.
Even I think that's a bad idea.
Yeah.
You think all of my ideas are a bad idea.
Well,
Especially-
I mean,
Your average of success with that spell is not going great.
This all depends on how you define success.
And as you guys are talking, you don't really realize it, but he's getting closer and closer to Vala, and he eventually just like claps his head on the side of your face and like brings you in close. No, dreaming, none. You don't dream. That's what it wants. It feeds on the dreams. It eats your dreams. Don't do it.
I'm just preparing for the possibility. I have grown as a person. I no longer just leap in to the flames.
He walks
I
over
consult
to Relwyn.
and then leap into the flames.
She is dangerous. You need to watch out for her.
I'm constantly saying that. Just very correct.
What did he say was the halfling's name?
Esmeralda.
Esmeralda.
Okay. So Argenta will go up.
Her full name,
She'll look at the half.
I have to look it up. Give me like 2
Oh,
seconds
she has a
here.
full.
Esmeralda Butterwort.
Oh, Butterwort.
Oh yeah.
Ah, Butterwort.
She'll go up. You are Esmeralda Butterwort, and pour some water on her face. See what happens.
She doesn't. It doesn't wake her up. She kind of chokes on it.
I've tried
Tends to
everything.
get into her mouth.
Rowan
and that, but-
gets a towel and
No.
like clears it off. Like, please don't waterboard the sick people.
That didn't work. I tried to remind her who she was.
My question for you guys: if you guys have gone back into the tavern, have any of you stayed outside with Ayu?
Someone better have. That's why we left him with someone. Rowan.
Yeah, that's why
I think
was
I
ready
would
to go
have
alone.
stayed outside.
yeah, me
Okay.
too.
Okay. When you guys get back outside, like Ayu is ready to go. Like even
Rowan was
Kevin
been like,
kind of comes over and goes, "Hey guys, I've been talking with him like quite a bit, and I think that his idea of like getting us the hell out of here is great." Like,
Rowan grabbed what food provisions he could and was like, okay, we're going back across the bridge.
That's great. That's a great idea, guys. I think like 2 thumbs way up. Like I've dealt with people with curses before because I am a were slayer. And this is a realm of curse I've never seen. So I once knew this dude who could cast this spell that made people laugh for forever, and those people made more sense than Freaky Sleepy Dude.
And we're going back across the bridge.
Awesome. Big fan.
Yeah, let's go.
Colin, he's also like, Colin, how are you doing?
Ever since we got into this place, everything's dialed up to 11, man. Like, I hear everything. I see every tiny bit of movement. Something about this place is bad.
Yeah.
Can't tell you what it is, but there is something truly wrong here.
Rowan kind of looks at him like and he's like something only like in a sense that like the group says like in a least of the group, in a general sense, maybe.
Colin just kind of looks at you. I mean, specifically, it feels weird, so I guess it's kind of general as well.
It's kind of a term we're familiar with.
Great. Let's get out of here. The closer we got to the town and that place, the worse I felt. I want to put some distance now.
Looking toward Jinta and Colin, did this feeling spike after we crossed the bridge at all, or did it?
I mean, I became aware of it once we were across the bridge, but it didn't spike until we went into that building.
Did you guys have a weird dream last night?
Relwyn kind of like just looked to IU. Was just like, I was gonna ask that when he wasn't in earshot, but I guess you did too, didn't you?
Hey, Kevin, why don't you take IU here and show him where we're going? Just kind of take him over there and point to where we're going to camp. I'm sure he'd really love that. Oh yeah, totally. Like, I think that'd be a great idea. Hey, IU, why don't you come with me and the rest of the Were Slayers, and we will show you the fortified encampment we're about to make. We kind of wander off. I totally had a weird dream last night. What about the rest of you guys?
Yeah, me too.
Black formless shapes just out of my peripheral and my memories.
Yeah, only mine were like colored. Like blues and reds and greens.
I don't know about all of you, but everything was peaceful for me. There's actually no monsters at the edge of the fire.
If that's true, and he's like trying to stake that was before we crossed the bridge. Maybe that's the limit? They were always just out of my peripheral.
Well, I think we've done enough talking here.
Yeah, let's.
We can finish talking somewhere where we're not in danger of whatever it is.
Agreed.
Yeah.
IU seems real upset about that.
Yep.
All right. So you guys head off. Unfortunately, it is very, very late. So that is where we're going to end it for tonight. As always, if you missed any of this, I do upload these, all these to my YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/TrainerJody. I generally upload them on Sundays, so you can check it out there. More cowbell. Thank you so much for the raid. Really, really appreciate.
Thank you.
You for hanging out. I don't know how many of you guys are still here, but I did see Crowgrammer. Wonderful to see you again. And Swift, and I don't know if I saw anyone else there, but love you guys so much. This is what I do on Wednesday nights, and these are my lovely players. So why not? Great to see ya. Yeah. So anyway, we went a little bit later than I intended tonight, but it was just so much fun acting like a crazy person, because I don't get to do that very often. Other than just being me and having battles with my own brain. So, yeah. It's going to be all for...
2025.
It's going to be all for me today. I will see you guys next time. All right? Bye-bye. Oh, and real quick before I go off, I do also run games on twitch.tv/Zelda Universe TV on Saturday mornings. So if you want to watch me run a Zelda... A Legend of Zelda TTRPG. That's where it is. I don't know if we'll be playing this week because a lot of people are real busy, but once they're not as busy, that's where I run that too. So anyway, again, it's all for me today. See you guys next time. All right? Bye-bye.